I am right now working on the new Jet Trooper that's coming out on the Rise of Skywalker. It's a really cool helmet. I have all the references that I needed to start the sculpt. What I have done right now to start the sculpt is pretty much took one of my tank trooper and I made a casting, and I just kind of drew some symmetry lines in front of the face. Then obviously it's missing. I cut it out, and I'm just doing a mock-up right now and just Bondo filling all the way around the helmet actually, so I can have the symmetry going. So right now all I'm doing is just filling, sanding to try to get the shape of the helmet. So I'm not doing any details yet right now. As of right now I won't be doing any details until I have the basic shape of it all filled in and sanded down in good shape. So right now it's just a mock-up. It's all gooked up with Bondo filler, and I'm just pretty much working on it slowly. It's going to take some time. There's a lot of work involved, so it's going to be a while before I even get anything going. And the face, obviously, and all the gribblies, I will have the scratch belt. And right now, just holding these two together by the little piece of the tank trooper at the very end of the tip. So that's just to hold it together so it can stay in the shape that it needs to be. So right now, it's just pretty much just filling, shaping, filling, shaping, filling and shaping, filling and shaping. That's pretty much the whole process right now. Is just to get a base going, a nice good base, solid, and then we'll take it from there. And it's just a lot of cleaning up before I start doing any details. So it's going to be a while before I get started with that, because I want everything to be nice and even. You know, measure here, measure there, so make sure everything's nice and even before we start marking up details. But right now, what needs to be done is basically, it's just contouring. It's just pretty much laying the Bondo, contour, laying the Bondo, contour, 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 and keep contouring it until you have the shape, until the shape starts taking form. But right now, we are just in the stages of just forming. Right now, it's just forming a base. So this is pretty much how it is going to be right now. The dome, obviously I Bondo filled the entire helmet, so because the helmet has some different symmetry, and I had to cut the visor and the tank trooper because I didn't need that piece, so I cut it off and then just fill in. And then the dome, obviously, and from the references, it comes up and it goes a little bit on the narrowed side, so that's why I'm kind of just aiming right now. So right now it's just pretty much like I said before, it's just filling and sanding until you get the right proportion, and just things need to be done to sand before you start making up your lines and mock-ups and things like that. So right now, here's where I'm at, and this is a document built for Martin, as he requested that he wanted to see step by step. So here it is, Martin. And for a couple of shout outs to my buddy Omar for sending me all the references, pictures that I have. Thank you, Omar. And for Ricardo, he always asking me, he's a good friend of mine, always asking me how is it that I do my helmets. So, well, this is a start. This is a different method. If you can use a helmet, an existing helmet, to cut it up in pieces and completely reformed another one, that is another way of doing it. And obviously my old-fashioned way is doing peppercorn and just pretty much sanding and working to perfection as best as possible. Not perfect, but you know, it's everything is being handmade, so I do the best that I can to fill in as much as possible and clean up as much detail as possible. But it's a working process. So far I got a good symmetry going, good angles, so it's just a process right now. So that's it for now, and we'll update later on as I further get into it. Alright, later guys.